Well, hello, everybody. I hope you're having a good Monday. Hope you enjoy the long weekend. If you're in America, you probably had a few days off and all that. And I hope we got a lot of turkey. Yeah, we didn't do a show on Friday. I was feeling a little under the weather, and it was a holiday for most of you. So why bother everybody with the banter, right? Um,
Why?
why? As you can hear, the person moving the mouse is here, Dustin. Dustin, how's it
How
going?
you doing? Pretty
Uh,
good. We had a pretty fun Thanksgiving.
well, yeah, you get a lot of turkey.
We got a lot of turkey. This was our first year cooking the Thanksgiving meal. Usually we would go to like a family meal where
Yeah.
somebody else has made it, and that's always a ton too. But yeah, we made it ourselves, so we had a lot.
You still have less
We
on
ended up
turkey?
getting at least, yeah, I think there's still a little bit of the meat, but we ended up making like 6 meals out of it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then you get a good meal. And you could pass out with a full belly.
Oh yeah, it was very good.
But yeah, I'm glad you had a good long weekend. Thanks for everyone who is joining us tonight. If you haven't already, can you hit that follow button? Every follow helps us grow. If you're watching later on YouTube, give us a follow and kick. It's on our website. But yeah, anything to say before we get started here?
Nope,
No,
we're
okay.
all set.
We'll just get into it like always.
Ready,
And
ready to jump into the
don't
banters.
forget to don't forget to join in the conversation. We love to talk with you.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, we're going to start off with Fox Business. Disneyland streaker arrested after wandering around It's a Small World ride. 26-year-old suspected of being under influence of controlled substance, police say.
Okay. So
Really? Okay.
is that can I get him off now? He's like, oh, I was on drugs. Too bad.
Well, so we were talking about this, like, would we go to Disneyland or Disney World, talking about the lines and shit, and I came to the conclusion I wouldn't go.
Yeah.
That being said, if I did go, I would probably want to be under some sort of influence.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know, but
If somebody forced me to go, I might imbibe some alcohol.
you never know. Yeah, let's see. Let's see what it says here.
Yeah. And then yeah, fortunately we're censored, but you can see he went all the way down.
Yeah.
Do we dare click play
No,
on
I don't
this?
want that. Not bother. It's okay.
Yeah, I
It
don't.
shows enough
You
right there.
see it. You see enough. A naked man was arrested at Disneyland in California after stripping down and wandering around the iconic It's a Small World attraction. This happened on Sunday.
He's just trying to tell his
Uh,
girlfriend something or something. You know, like
I don't know. Shocked park guests spotted the streaker around 1:30 p.m. local time. Many sharing the video on social media. That's kind of expected. That's what people do these
yeah,
days. As soon as they see some
exactly.
weird, there's tons of video of it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And then they share, and
Okay,
then
this explains something. In some videos, the man is seen only wearing a pair of glasses and underwear. I saw that
yeah,
one,
I seen that
and
one.
then I saw the picture up there of him like actually censored. I'm like, wait, did I see the wrong video?
Yeah, I was thinking that actually. I thought that too, but it's the same
And then
guy.
in
So
another video, he's seen wandering around the attraction without any clothing. He appears to take a dip in the water and climbs out as stunned visitors watch. Yeah, okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
I'm glad they
That's
explained that because there are two videos going around. One that looks innocuous and it's like,
it's still
huh?
pretty messed up, right? Like the one I saw,
He,
you can tell he's pretty messed up still.
he was messed up and he was acting
Yeah,
weird, but like I was sitting there waiting the whole video for him to do the public naked thing, and I was
I'm
like,
sure you were. Like, get it?
I was
So,
just sitting there waiting. I was disappointed. I'm like, this is dumb.
yeah, but yeah. So you,
Because the title of the video was like it was the other video,
yeah,
so it's not my fault. It's
but
the
yeah, they can't
whoever
really
titled
show
it.
it, and yeah, which is good. They shouldn't really. Be showing it. That is pretty sick. Like,
Police eventually
regardless,
arrived,
yeah,
so that's good.
that's just pretty messed up. Like, why? Like, seriously, why? I don't know. If you're gonna do drugs that are gonna fuck you up, don't go to where
Well,
families or
yeah, don't go
anything.
to where there's definitely kids
Yeah,
and
that's
families
pretty messed
and
up. You know,
police.
like he's gonna get a lot of charges. You know, like he's never gonna be
Oh yeah,
allowed.
they're gonna throw a
He's
lot of them
never
at
gonna be
him,
allowed near Disneyland or a school again,
and he's
regardless.
gonna
You
be
know,
on
like
the
registry.
California registry,
He should
sex
be.
offender
Yeah,
registry for sure.
can't he just be? Isn't there an American one or is it state by state?
For sure, state by state.
That's stupid.
And like most things, the states don't communicate very
Yeah,
well, so people are able to fly under the radar.
yeah,
It sucks.
yeah. Oh,
But
definitely.
it's, government overreach to do anything at the federal level.
Yeah,
Gotta have
jeez.
states decide.
Why? Why even have
Yeah.
a federal government?
I don't know. I think this is something we should all agree on,
Yeah.
but we don't. So, video shows officers carrying the man away as one says, oh, they carry him naked. And while one
Yeah.
man says, idiot, in front of all these kids,
Yeah.
that's us
Like how
witness
how
yelling at
dare
the
he say
dude.
idiot? How dare they say idiot in front of children? Wow. Kidding.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
Like, of all the insults you could throw at a
Yeah.
guy who just did that, this is so minor. It's
Well,
such
yeah,
a little
no, but
insult.
you've been careful. Yeah, but that is pretty messed up. Like,
Oh, man, they even have some more pictures here.
Yeah.
Guest said the incident shut down the attraction for more than an hour. And yeah, he's
Yeah,
just
he's
fucking
naked,
being
yeah.
creepy.
Oh.
Park workers trying to corral him before the police get there, trying to. I think some of this I saw where the guy was trying to talk to him.
Yeah, hey, dude, what's going
Like,
on?
we don't want
You
you
know?
to. We don't want you to hurt yourself. Like the
Yeah.
guy looked very shaky on his legs. Like he
Yeah.
was fucked up.
Wonder what he was
I'm
on.
not sure what they say. They just say controlled substance.
Yeah, well, it could be anything. Magic could be magic mushrooms.
Oh.
You know.
Yeah, appears the police taking him away.
Yeah.
Indecent exposure, being under the influence of a controlled substance is. That's just what they arrested for, but the actual charges may, like we said, be way more.
Yeah, decent exposure. Yeah, I hate to have that, but yeah.
He was taken to a hospital as a precaution. His identity is not immediately released. Yeah, the hospital makes sense because they have no idea. They need to do blood work to see what the hell is in his system. Because they know it's something, but they don't know what it is.
But probably PCP or whatever.
PCP. I'm not familiar enough with drugs to be like, oh, this sounds like PCP.
I don't know.
Like,
I've only seen people.
it doesn't look like weed. It doesn't look like coke.
No,
because it's not. It's not that those aren't extreme.
Years ago, when I was working at Walmart,
and it doesn't look like meth because it's not that
years
extreme.
ago, when
Somewhere
I was
in the
working
middle.
at Walmart, and in the middle of the night, two guys broke in, and then they got on the trolleys, like the electric trolleys for seniors, and they were riding around the store, and they were so high they didn't even acknowledge anybody. We ended up having to call the cops on them, but yeah, they were just so high. Turns out they're on PCP.
Wow. Yeah, so it kind of just obscures your surroundings. You don't even know what's going on. Probably. I've never taken it. I don't plan on taking that.
I hear when they get pissed off though, it really fucks with you. They can fucking kill 10 people. But
I have heard that's the one where you basically feel nothing.
Yeah.
And can go kind of crazy on it. And it's just one of those that I'm never going to touch.
I recommend just don't do any illegal drugs. So.
No, it's also possible. I don't want to say it's definitely something that crazy. It could just be he drank way too much because you could get to the point where you've had so much alcohol that
I've been different, but
the stumbly legs and acting dumb and not know what's going on.
I don't know how I got home, but there's no. Okay, at least I'm gonna say there's no evidence of me doing anything like this. You know.
Well, no, and I think, in my opinion, alcohol amplifies something you would normally do.
Yeah.
So that's the bad part about it. This guy, I feel like whatever substance it was, this is still something he might have normally done. Like the substance just gets you there. It breaks that inhibition to get you somewhere, but you're not going to go somewhere you wouldn't go. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So I hope.
Sometimes you don't know how far you're going to go until it's too late.
That's pretty. Like everybody.
Don't do it at Disneyland.
I got it. I just found out my niece is there.
At what do you mean at Disneyland?
I don't know if it's Disneyland or Disney World. I'm gonna find out.
Yeah, it's.
I'm gonna follow up and watch. I'll find out that they took the viral video or something. Jeez. But yeah, I just thought about that. Crazy. But yeah, don't get naked at anywhere in public, especially where there's children. Don't do drugs that are gonna fuck you up. And don't.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
The crappy thing now is if you just Google "It's a Small World," just wanting to look at the ride, you're gonna see this guy.
Oh God, yeah. Of course you are.
I was just curious, like, what the hell is this ride? Like, is this
as
crappy as I think? It is as crappy as I think.
It's a small world after all.
It's based on a little golden book.
Yeah. I know the song. Come on. But yeah, that's it. Sorry for my singing, everybody. I don't
Picture book from 2021.
I don't think I have too much more on this.
No, just you know.
Oh my God! I think The Simpsons did this. Wait 1 second.
Wait, Simpsons had a streaker at Disneyland?
Yeah, no.
I mean, Simpsons does everything.
Okay, yeah. Okay, we're gonna watch this, and we'll have to take credit immediately, but it's a small world. Go to YouTube. It's a small world reference on The Simpsons. I don't know this. I just realized. I just thought about that. The Simpsons totally did it. Can you show though so we can see it?
Did you send me a link?
No, I think that's it. That sounds like it, but.
Oh, this doesn't look like it. This is a TikTok.
Okay, here I'll send you.
But maybe.
No, just go to YouTube. Type in The Simpsons. It's a small world. see those.
What? This doesn't actually have Simpsons. This is like a live
Okay,
video.
here, I'll send you a link. 1 second. I have
Like,
here.
what? Like,
My
just type in this.
gosh.
Just do this. Just
But
send me
that's
the
all
link.
I typed in, yeah, like, okay.
The very first one is YTP, The Simpsons on It's a Small World. And then I click it, it's a video of, like,
Okay,
a real
well, there.
ride. Like,
There. Okay, you can see it now. Wait, don't we just wait, because I gotta get back into it now. Of course. And now, can you pause it for a second, please? I'm having an issue here on my end now. That's why I hate closing it when I... That's why I hate sending links when I... Because it messes everything up.
you need more screens.
I do need more screens. I should set it up, but I got told I don't need more screens.
That person lied.
I'm sorry, everybody. This is just me and my horrible, horrible planning. One day I'm gonna try to get this right. That. Okay.
We'll give credit to Donkey Girl 456.
Gosh, I don't understand. Like, this happened to us the other night, too. And it just doesn't make any sense, because... Okay, well, I don't know. Sorry, everybody. I wish I knew what I was doing. But I don't get it. It just... I'm going to put us on a small break here. I do apologize. We'll be right back. Okay. So here we go. I do apologize about that.
This is what the ride is like. Wait, is Bart gonna streak here? Is that what's gonna happen?
Let's see what happens. Okay, well, later on she ended up being found in a potato bag because she's naked. So
the water is...
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna have to find that. I'm gonna find a good clip and post that because I just realized that The Simpsons predicted that and it happened.
Even well, okay, assuming that they do more and
yeah.
Do they do more? Because just drinking the
water. They do more. Yeah, they do more.
Okay.
They do.
Simpsons does everything. Yeah. The question though is, did the guy watch Simpsons to inspire his actions?
Maybe.
And if so, is Matt Groening or whatever liable?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah. So totally got sidetracked there. I do apologize and thank you for the few people who are staying around because there's gonna be some issues once in a while, but we'll figure them through. Into the next story here. From Weekly Entertainment, Squid Games, the challenge. Players are seeking compensation for injuries allegedly sustained on the show. So the contestants...
Anonymous contestants claim they suffered hypothermia and nerve damage.
Yeah. So
before we get too far in, how far are you in to the show?
I think I'm almost on the 4th episode. I should probably watch them both tonight.
So are you might be prior to the point where some of this comes up.
Okay, I'm not too worried.
Like you may have not seen...
Yeah, I'm not that worried. I'm not, like, everybody else I've talked to really likes it. Like, every single person I watch likes it. And as a person who watches Big Brother, who watches Survivor, who watches all this, I'm like, man, I still like Survivor better. But...
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, if I compare this to all the other shows, it's good, but it's not the top.
So, yeah, but I'm not too worried about spoilers.
Yeah, there may be some.
I watched the show. Sure. I watched a regular show. It's not much different. It's just staged, but Maybe not staged, but some fun. Okay, so, yeah. So what about this? There's no official lawsuit, so there has been no official lawsuit. But is this the first article? Or is this or the second one?
Well, how do you tell?
Click on the next one.
The other one has a similar thing where it says
Yeah.
they threatened Netflix with a lawsuit over alleged
November
injuries.
23rd. So the other one was okay. So the other one, but yeah. So
The
they're
other one,
just
wait, what did this one have? Oh,
okay.
okay, this was the
They're
newer
all
one.
both. Yeah, because this was gonna be on our Friday show, but we took it off. But yeah, so there's
Now,
no.
they did send a letter to the co-producer, Studio Lambert, trying to handle this outside of court first, I guess.
Okay. So then, don't they sell non-disclosures? Like, do they not? You think they would? Because I've seen things all over TikTok about these guys, and they're talking about the game, and they're talking about how long it took. So, seems kind of weird.
Well, yeah, and that's why they're not actually sending any of this information to Entertainment Weekly. They're sending it to Studio Lambert. If they were to send this to us, that would be violating their non-disclaimer or non-disclosure thing.
But I've seen videos on
Like
TikTok.
they can't speak
Yeah.
they can't speak to the media, and that's why they're anonymous. I think that's why we're seeing
Yeah.
anonymous contestants.
Okay,
Like they
but
literally
for
can't even
sure.
say who they are
Okay,
to the
cool,
media.
cool. But there's videos of them on TikTok talking about how the green light and red light, I mean, the red light green light game took like 7 hours to film, and they got super cold because it was only 40 degrees and.
Oh, I haven't seen those. What are those
Yeah.
contestants?
Yeah, those are contestants on the show. And they're like, this has
I
happened,
mean,
right? Like, I'm pretty sure that goes against some kind of contract. Like,
it probably does, but there's also, the whistleblower argument where even if you're in violation of a contract, it's still you're raising an issue that needs to be raised. Like,
yeah.
if they're torturing contestants,
okay.
I don't care that those contestants signed a thing. You can't just torture people.
But listen, you literally signed up
Like-
for a game called Squid Games, okay?
You did. You did.
If you haven't, like, come on, like, have you heard about that haunted house in the state? I don't think they're allowed to do it anymore. But they actually tortured you. You had to sign a waiver, and they actually did torture you. But they ended up shutting them down because they went too far. But
Yeah.
but yeah, like they shouldn't be hurting them. Like they didn't clearly actually do anything horrible to the contestants. But I guess if they're in poor conditions, if it took 7 hours to film that one episode, and it is going pretty smoothly. Like it does seem pretty suspicious how it goes that smoothly,
Well, the thing is, I was sitting here thinking hypothermia. I didn't even remember anyone like shivering in the show.
Yeah,
Like
but-
when the way they present it doesn't I didn't even think about that at all. I was trying to figure out which game they were referring to.
Yeah. Well,
And I would not have guessed red light, green light.
That's the first one I saw. That's a TikTok video I saw today of this one girl. I don't remember her name. Like, there's way too many of them to remember any of their names. Like, so hard. And by the time you remember their name, they're being kicked off, and that's it.
Oh yeah. I find myself just not even referring to them as names, more just like
Numbers.
identifiers.
Yeah, but I can't even remember that. It's like, okay, that was that. Okay, I don't remember, but
Well, like there was mom and son,
yeah.
and they're known as mom and son. There was old man.
Oh yeah, I think that got no. Did they? I don't think
There was dickhead 456.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Like I just kind of recognized a few. They're more like characters than names.
You know what? I'm guarantee it was staged a little bit, but just because of that, because some of them are getting quite a bit of camera time. You know what I mean? Like,
True.
Some of them are getting more camera time than the others, and it's like And apparently they sat there. They did sit in that room the whole time, and sometimes they'd go a day or two without competition. So they just sit there. The food wasn't very tasty, and they had to share a bathroom with cameras in it. But that's all I heard so far. Is there anything else that this thing goes on about?
Yeah. So this person, I don't know who this is. Slade told Son, one had his hands turn purple from the cold. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is pretty crazy. Yeah. Oh.
They were also complaining of getting ill-fitting clothing despite the cold conditions.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. Yeah, the clothing wasn't very, very thick. It was just light stuff. So they're on a budget. Now, do they make each money? Did they get not that it makes better, but I'm sure they all made some money on that show, no matter what. Anyway.
So apparently, the show came under fire back in January with articles alleging the red light, green light was filmed in freezing weather conditions. So this is just resurfacing what had already been known back in January.
Okay. Wow.
And back in January, Netflix denied such reports, saying, "We care deeply about the health and safety of our cast and crew and invested in all of the appropriate safety procedures." Well, it was very cold on set, and participants were prepared for that. Any claims of serious injury are untrue. That's Netflix and Studio Lambert,
Well, they're just
apparently, in
like
a
are
joint
untrue. And you
statement.
see, yeah.
So this was their response then. I don't know. I don't think they have a response right now. And at this point, they're going to say, well, it's pending litigation, so no comment,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Which makes sense. You don't want to say anything in a big company like that. But yeah, that's kind of. But there's always gonna be some suspicious shit going on.
Oh, here's the executive producer, Stephen Lambert, responding to it last week. So this is more recent. Everybody was warned that it was going to be cold. We took all the necessary steps to prepare for them for that. Yes, a few anonymous people were unhappy about the fact that they had been eliminated, and it had been a cold, quite long experience, but it's no worse than many unscripted shows. When you're giving away a huge prize, it's always going to be clear to us it was going to be a tough show to take part in. And that's like your take there, where you're like, it's Squid Game.
Yeah, like, and know what? You got to be prepared. It's not like it's not going to be for the weak. Just like those people who go to Survivor. We were talking about this. We watch Survivor every week.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm not going to be on it.
I'm not going to be on Survivor. I'm not going to win. But like that one guy, he gets there and he can't even pull himself up out of the water. Day one. It's like, why?
Oh yeah, that guy.
Why
like,
do you
couldn't even
commit?
stand.
Why do you commit to this stuff if you know you can't do it?
Exactly.
And
he didn't last.
That's the thing nowadays. Is like how we're like, oh, people are getting trophies for not saying, oh, we praise people, but like telling people they're strong when they're not strong is not a good idea. Like, then they think they're strong and they go out and then they make a fool of themselves.
You mean like try to tell people you could do anything, but then forgetting to tell them like, hey, there's steps to do that.
Exactly. And
if you don't do step 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, you're not going to be able to do step 6.
You can do anything you want to do, but you can't just.
You can't just do step 6 first. Though.
Exactly.
So when you say you could do anything you want, we're not saying you could skip to step 6. And some people do that. They skip ahead. Like no.
Most people think they can just skip ahead, and that's a majority of people, and that's why most people.
And I'm not going to deny some people may have additional steps because of their circumstances.
Yeah.
I can't do anything about that. I wish we could as a whole, but we can't. And I understand it exists. But you still can't skip steps.
No, and that's why you'll figure that out sooner or later, because you'll realize you don't ever make it if you skip. You might make it for a while, but you won't make it.
Well, unfortunately, some people
do,
have
but that's
found ways. But it's so few. You shouldn't plan for the so few scenario.
Yeah, how many percent?
Not everyone's going to be the millionaire, billionaire guy who found a way to do it without, the best morals or ethics.
Yeah.
Because it can happen. You can do that. There's people that skip fucking steps. They're usually rich people.
Yeah, and they have people already doing it for them, so they're paying people for that information anyway. It's not like they know.
So the other thing I was thinking about, aside from an NDA, wouldn't they have you sign a liability thing saying, hey, if you get, you expect the danger kind of thing, like if you go to a NASCAR race?
Yeah, for sure. I did this one challenge one time off a radio. It was called the Pumpkin Race. Did I ever tell you about that?
I don't think so.
So what we did, there's a big hill here, and it's a steep hill. Like it's like hugely steep. Anyway, there was 10 of us. We all won and called number 7 on the radio, and we had to race down this hill. And as we raced down this hill, there's people on the side of the hill with pumpkins, and they're trying to hit us with a pumpkin, right?
Holy shit! And pumpkins are not small.
And the rule is the objective is to be the first one across the finish line. But what also is that they put a blindfold on you, and you had to spin around for 30 seconds before you started running down the hill. We had to sign a lot of paperwork to do that. Like, if you break your egg, if anything happens. For the record, I won. I got first place, and
Is that winning?
I got Bret Michael tickets. Every rose has a thorn.
You won something, okay. It counts then.
I won something, yeah.
Hold your wee for a wee.
I kicked ass at that. And I just ran, and like literally some of the steps felt like they were like 20 feet because it was such a steep hill that when I jumped out, it was freaky. But I won.
Let me just breeze through this other article real quick just to make sure there's nothing in here additional. I don't think there is.
We get
other than it saying 2. I don't know that the other one said it was 2.
Yeah, now this one's saying sources.
There were 456 contestants.
Yeah.
Just so our audience is aware. We both know we watch the show and it starts off that way. And that's why the grand prize is $4.56 million because it's $10,000 per person.
Yeah. But that means the grand prize. That means everyone gets kicked out, so it can't be 4.56. It only can be four
This
point five
occurred
five.
while filming in UK. I guess I
Oh,
didn't
it is
realize they
being
filmed
filmed.
it in
Oh,
UK.
I thought it was filmed.
So
Ah,
that's gonna matter where it's gonna get litigated and how that's gonna work.
weird. It is in the UK. I didn't know it was in the
You won't
UK.
be able to use American contract laws and stuff that I'm
Yeah,
aware of, because UK is a little different on things.
yeah. Well, you can't just sue for everything. Actually, I was talking to a bus driver here, and she was like, "In the UK, if you step in front of a vehicle and the bus hits you, the bus driver doesn't get charged. You have to pay for your own bills. But here in Canada, if someone
Mhm.
jumps in front of you, the bus driver you or the bus company has to pay the bills, right? It's
Well, or the individual bus driver. I guess could
yeah,
be both, potentially, I
insurance or
guess.
whatever, right? But
Yeah.
like here, it's like liability for the driver. There, it's like nope, it's passengers. Like it's a walker's responsibility
Mhm.
too.
So Netflix acknowledged that 3 players required medical attention while
Yeah,
filming. Oh, hey, more specifically, they were at Royal Air Base in Bedford. I don't know where either of
yeah,
those are, but some people probably do, you know. We had a UK guest on, Salty Jarvis.
yeah. We might get him back one day too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I think that's it. I already covered the 4.56 million, and there's nothing else in this article. There was a little extra in this, so I'm glad we had both.
Well, I'm gonna watch the last 2 episodes tonight because I may as well get it done and over with.
Well,
And
just so you know, you're not gonna be done.
yeah, not done, but like the last 2 episodes for this part, and then
Yep,
Wednesday I think it comes out with the other five.
I think that's true.
But I could
Because
be
we
wrong.
finished it and we know it left off on a to be continued thing. So,
Ooh,
and I'm not going to spoil it and say anything more because you got a
yeah,
couple episodes and I don't know what you've seen.
for sure, and the viewers as well.
Yep.
And speaking, thank you for whoever's watching. If you haven't already, click that follow button. We do appreciate it. Also, you can check out our website, borderlinebanter.com, and check out previous episodes. But yeah, let's go to the next story here.
And this next one's from Sky News, and it's one where we took some days off, so we're a little behind. I don't
Yeah.
think we even covered the initial agreement to the ceasefire and exchange hostages.
No, we did
I
not.
think we had covered it when it was in talks.
Yeah, I do believe we did talk about it on our Wednesday episode.
And it went into effect starting, I believe Thursday was the first day they did an exchange. They're doing a
Yeah.
certain number per day each day over a 5-day period, I think they
It
said.
was a 4 day
4-day
ceasefire.
period.
Yeah,
So
but
this article, that's necessary to tell us to bring us to this one where the 2-day truce extension was agreed to, where they agreed to an additional 2 days.
yeah. Um, so it's not much, but it's better than nothing.
Yeah, as of right now, I believe there's a ceasefire.
Yeah,
So
there's
that's
still a
what
ceasefire
I've
for
been asking for.
2 more days, so that's a
It's a
ceasefire.
temporary
Yeah,
one, but it's one.
now, like I think I even brought this up on Wednesdays. My only fear is, um, just gets both sides ready to build up again and get prepared, and then more shit can hit the fan. You know what I mean? But I think they all want their own hostages back because Israel has a whole bunch of Palestinians, and Hamas still has quite a few hostages on foreign and Israel.
Yeah, I think it in the agreement, I think it was 40 or 50 hostages
Yeah,
out of 200 something.
and then the Palestine
So,
and the Israel's had a release about 150 Palestinians.
right, and
Yeah,
and putting a number to how many is on their side is a little hard, but it's over 1,000.
yeah.
And basically their side is a lot of people they've arrested for many years going back. It's not
Yeah,
just people who were involved in October 7th. I don't believe they're releasing
yeah,
anybody who was involved in that.
yeah. But they're not holding children and babies, and maybe women, but no children and babies.
Well, they are. Some of them are being who's released.
I'm talking
And
about Israel.
Israel is holding Palestinian children, yes.
Are they
Yes.
Palestinian children? I did. Okay, I
Yeah.
have to see that.
Correct. Correct. And some of the hostages that they're exchanging here are children that they had in prison.
Yeah, I didn't see that, but I saw the other hostages go back into their families, which is a nice, heartwarming video to see out of all the horrible shit we've been seeing lately. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, our usual thing we're covering on this topic is all the bullshit that the rest of the world is getting up to because of it.
There's a lot more
So
to
yeah, a
come.
little shining light in there in the middle.
So yeah, so there means
Oh,
another
nice.
ceasefire. Say sorry.
So they have key points here, so we don't have to read too much. 11 Israeli hostages released, 33 Palestinians in exchange. Read the full list of names of those released today.
Okay, we won't be able to read most of them anyway, I'm sure. So, head of Hamas spoke with hostage in Gaza tunnel.
Okay, I'm not sure the rest of these bullet points are very good.
Yeah, that's all right. Just a quick article. That's all we really want to talk about. Ceasefire. It's good to see that. Let's hope they actually have some good conversations, and the war's not going to stop. But let's hope the majority of it, the bombing, stop.
I don't know if this is going to play, but this is a video of one of the little girls that was in captivity being returned to her mom.
Yeah. I couldn't imagine. I don't know if I want to watch it anyway. I'll start crying. So those videos make me sad.
Yeah, so 51 people have been freed during the ceasefire period after 11 more were released this evening. Okay. So it was 40 and then 11 more, and then I guess tomorrow we'll have a number as well. I would guess 9 if they're doing 40 over 4 days, then 20 over 2 days would be 9 more tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see.
And then hopefully they agree to more days and more days and more days. Because the longer that you maintain the ceasefire, the more people can believe in it.
Now at the 4 days, exactly, I think they all realize like this is probably a good thing.
Because you remember people's argument was, there's no way Hamas is going to not keep firing. They're going to keep firing. Well, did they? Are they?
But people said the same thing about Israel too.
And every day that goes by, that's got to make people's minds a little different about, is peace possible?
Yeah.
Is a ceasefire possible? Is peace possible? Will somebody just break it? Well, I don't know. It's been 5 days.
I still think Hamas has got to disappear, but
well, disappear. It's the difficult thing. How do you exterminate an idea?
Yeah.
Because Hamas is, yes, there are people in it, but it's also those people joined for that idea.
Yeah, I guess that's the scariest part.
That there's no other way to fight back is the idea.
Yeah, it's true. There isn't. Like, okay.
So until that, like, the reality changes, it's going to be hard for people to not be joining Hamas.
And that's the thing. That's going to be so hard. That's why it can go on forever too, right? So.
You know, we do the stories like the Maui fire where people are trying to return to their homes and can't. Imagine that, but like 100-fold, because that's what's going on. That's what's going to be going on in Gaza after this. They're going to try to go back to nothing. There's nothing to go back to.
There's nothing. Yeah.
And you don't think that's going to breed some anger?
Oh, I get it. Yeah, no, that is.
There's going to be so much lingering anger.
Oh, for sure, and the death and their families and all that, 100%. And then that's.
So I wonder if.
And that's what's
going
on.
If maybe we can go down a good path. The right thing to do would be to have Israel help rebuild.
Yeah.
A collaborative. Hey, we destroyed it. We shouldn't have destroyed it. Let's get shit rebuilt.
And yeah, that'd be.
I don't believe that'll happen, but
it will be us.
Hold out hope.
It'll be America.
I hold out
it'll
hope.
Be Canada. That's who will be there.
We'll probably throw some money their direction, but honestly, throwing money at it isn't really what I would want. I mean, they need actual help. You know, materials and skilled workers. Materials and skilled workers, so that this can be done quickly. Yeah. Kind of like you do after a disaster relief. Yeah. You know, you don't just have the local guy who builds houses rebuild them one at a time. You call in additional help.
Yeah.
But like I said, this is like happy path, and if you ask me what I really think is going to happen, we'll go down a depressing road. Because I don't think the world ends up nice. I don't think the world is good.
History repeats.
I don't know how it will end up getting bad, but it'll end up getting bad.
Yeah.
Here's some of the other images of the other hostages released. From what I hear, the hostages that have been held by Hamas, as far as I can tell, they are saying they were not maltreated.
They were fed that great. They were. I've heard.
Wait, whoa! Did you just say that?
No, they were.
Did you just say that? Because that's fucked up, dude.
What do you mean? How's that fucked up?
The Palestinians don't have access to food.
Well, they were starving them, but they kept them in a dungeon in the dark and all that, right? So.
They don't have food for themselves. What do you mean they starved them? You can't say somebody's starving somebody when they don't have enough bread for their child.
I'm pretty sure Hamas was.
If you have a prisoner and a child, who do you give the bread to?
I'm pretty sure Hamas was still eating though.
If you have a child and a prisoner, who gets the slice of bread?
Because
remember, half of the people in Gaza are children.
Yeah, then who's? But yeah, that's a hard question to answer, right? So,
it's a question I don't want to answer. It's a reason to not even bring up they starved them. I don't think they had a choice in any starving that they did.
I don't know. Well, yeah, maybe not, but
And hey, maybe next time Israel will send in food instead of cutting off food.
Again, that's a different story. But anyway, they
I
kept
mean,
him in
unless
a
they're
dungeon.
worried that Hamas is going to eat it all.
I'm sure they would feed. I'm sure majority of us would feed their own people, their soldiers. But I guess that makes sense. They'll feed the soldiers before they eat people, because the soldiers gotta defend, right?
I think you forget that these soldiers have families that they're trying to feed first before themselves. These are people with families. Like, they're not prioritizing the soldiers' mouths over the families. These are still humans. Like, they still have, like, little people to care for, elderly people, wives.
Wives. Really?
Like, could be. I don't know.
Yeah.
If you have 3 guys, they could have 3 wives, you know. That's each guy has a wife, but it's still plural wives. Point being, though, I don't want to dehumanize them and say that now all the soldiers are going to take all the food, so don't send them anything, because that's just dehumanizing.
I think
these are human beings who would know how to feed people who need fed.
Dehumanizing Hamas is not a worry for me. So,
but the context there was sending food to Gaza.
Yes.
And the worry was that the Hamas would just take all the food. I don't.
Well, you just said they treat them good. I was like, well, from what they said, they were starved and kept in. Before I.
No, I didn't say they treated them good. I said they were not maltreated. Which is very different from saying treated good.
Okay, and I went to say something before I finished my sentence, saying they were also left in the dark. That's when you said, "Oh, right."
Left in the dark? Okay, who cut off the electricity?
Okay.
Again, was this in their control to give them a light bulb? Or was it not?
Okay.
I tend to go with it wasn't in their control.
Right? But,
well, if you don't have anything except rubble,
yeah, I still don't.
Wouldn't everything look like a dungeon?
I don't know. I do not support ICE. It sounds like I do not support Hamas at all.
I'm not supporting Hamas. What I'm doing is, like, I'm not going to immediately vilify things I don't know.
They didn't have to go. I still don't. They could have stopped right at the beginning. They took them from the home. They took them for how many days? 45 days? But regardless.
Right, but I feel like you're trying to take away from the they didn't maltreat them point I made for some reason.
Yeah, okay, good.
Like, you expected them to do that. You expected maltreatment, but it didn't happen.
Most places actually do take care of the hostages, because if they have dead hostages...
Well, remember, these are the people that burn and kill babies and rape the women.
Yeah,
this is what we were supposed to expect to happen to the hostages. We were told to expect that.
I didn't see that to expect that.
There were a lot of people actually tweeting things like that too, though.
But yeah, people who
there was a father of one.
Right?
There was a father of one person who was allegedly a hostage. Found out she wasn't later, but allegedly, his daughter, I believe. He was tweeting that it would be better if she was dead.
So,
turns out she wasn't a hostage, isn't dead, is fine. All completely like ridiculous that the dad did this, but like he was saying, he assumed that the conditions would be so bad and that she would be raped.
I saw
and
that
it would be better to be dead.
Okay, yeah, and I did. I saw that
well,
video
I don't
of that
think
German girl's last
that...
moments. Like that German girl laying on that friggin' truck when she's being spit on by the Palestinians and Hamas and being punched. He's
right.
Like, yeah, that
so you're assuming that's going to be the treatment of all the prisoners. So when we start getting prisoners back and they're saying, no, that didn't happen. I think that's newsworthy.
But of course, when people see
it's newsworthy.
And when you see a chick
because we were told to expect something
vulnerable and they're beating the shit out of her, of course you're gonna think that, right? Like, but regardless,
right? Nobody's going back and saying like you need to take back what you thought before. No, what we're saying is like take the facts you're getting now.
Yeah, and cool.
And unexpected things happen.
And
so maybe
I saw it. The kids
do look a little
underweight, but yes, they do look like they're still not beat up or injured or anything. So good. I'm glad they weren't injured, but so what else can I say, right? I'm glad they weren't injured. I'm glad they're back home, but there's still many to go, and it's still not over. But
right, and if we want to flip the coin real quick and how Israel treats its prisoners, we could discuss that, but we don't have to go into that.
Again, that's something.
Because those people are also speaking now that they're out. That's how this is becoming a thing. Is people are talking because they were just released. Now I don't have verification on this, but from what I understand, there's the hostages being released from the other side are being told not to talk about how it was. But like I said, I don't have verification on any of that. And also, how would Israel enforce that once the people are back wherever they are?
So that's
like what I mean. Drop a more bombs. Like
that seems pretty. Yeah, I don't understand. But yeah, maybe they treat really good, and they don't. They're trying to say, "Oh, don't tell them we treat you that good," right? But no, that's being facetious.
Now, that being said, there's also stories from, inside the prisons prior to this hostage release, not even people being released, that, the treatment of people with mental health conditions in Israeli prisons is abhorrent.
Better or worse than America?
Worse.
Yeah.
Worse because it's, they've got a group of people, the Palestinians, that they don't consider equal. Here in America, we've now at least codified that we're equal. Before we had slaves and we did then we went through the you're 3/5 of a person thing, but only for the sake of census. You're 0/5 of a person for voting at that point. But anyways.
Yeah. Should we move on to the next thing here?
Yeah. And like I said, hopefully we have continued days, because that's the ceasefire I've been asking for. And that everybody was telling me couldn't happen, and that if it was to happen, it would immediately end. It didn't immediately end. It's nice to be validated.
Good on you. But no, it's good. I think let's hopefully it goes on. It's 6 days. Let's hopefully figure it out. Because I do think both sides realize that no bombs are pretty nice,
Well, I mean,
What?
I've been saying this whole time we want a ceasefire because I believe in a ceasefire. I believe if one side stops, the other side will stop. And a lot of people don't believe that. I believe that.
Yeah, well, that's the way it should be. But it doesn't always work that way. Okay.
And I also believe if one side refuses to stop, the other side has no reason to refuse to stop either. So, and unfortunately, that lever's in the hands of, I believe, Israel.
From Gizmodo, why isn't landfill mining more popular?
Why isn't it?
What is landfill?
That's where you just go in the landfill and find cool stuff and take home.
It's against the law.
Our garbage heaps are rich in metals and other materials, but landfill mining is rare.
Yeah, because it's against the law. You're not allowed to do it.
So you know how we do planned obsolescence, so everything you throw it away a year later, right?
What do you mean? Oh, you buy something and throw it away?
Yeah, like it's not built to last. It's built to last about a year. And then you need to get a new one.
Yeah, for sure.
That's true for shoes. It's true for phones.
Yeah.
Basically everything.
Not gonna lie.
So all this crap is going to landfill.
3 years right now with this one phone. Just saying. But yes.
In 2018 alone, 292 million tons of trash were added to our landfills in America. 5 pounds of garbage per person per day.
Wow. That's crazy. That's wow. Yeah, you don't even think about it, but that's insane.
Now, not all of this is going to be like paper and poop and stuff like that. There's some real stuff in here. Metals, precious materials. I don't know what else, but
Yeah.
So landfill mining is the process of uncapping a landfill and sifting through its cells of garbage to reclaim any sort of e-waste, heavy metals, or other recoverable materials that can be returned to manufacturers and recycled into new products.
Yeah, they should just have a big ass magnet all the time. So.
Well, I mean, a magnet gets some things, but not everything is
magnetic. Yeah.
Magnetic. Yeah. I was trying to think of the other word for it. Ferrous. I'm gonna say ferrous. Yeah, not all metals are ferrous, and so some of these e-waste products, things you would think they'd have scanners to find those specific things.
How much would that cost? So that's the thing, though. What is the cost of it?
And that's literally it.
That's what it comes down to.
That's literally what it comes down to.
So
the cost of any mining operation includes extraction of the target ore, processing the concentrate, the ore, beneficiation, managing the associated waste, transporting and selling the materials, and finally closing and reclaiming the mine. These costs must be lower than the revenues made from selling the mine material. While the mining of solid waste landfills has many environmental benefits, it is subject to the same economic conditions as traditional mining.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, yeah, everybody wants to be green, but no one's going to be losing money to be green. Right?
Now, here's the real problem, though. They have no idea when they look at a landfill what's in there and how much is in there. But they have to know it ahead of time somehow.
So it's literally exactly like digging for gold, right? You might be sure there's something there, but you can't say for sure.
I mean, let's say you got 2 piles you can do. Like, there's one in this state and there's one in this state. Which one do you do?
Yeah.
You have no idea, and you start doing the one, and then you find out, oh, there's not good shit in this one. But you put like 100 workers on it, and now you lost money.
It is.
Nobody wants to do something where they're going to lose money.
No, exactly. Even if it's for the better.
Yeah,
so they got to figure something out.
And you don't know what types of it are in there, so you may need certain ways to handle it.
Oh, yeah.
Certain chemicals you have to handle a certain way.
Exactly.
Mercury.
And you don't know, a lot of people throw some weird stuff out. But yeah, they should definitely do more. And they should let people recycle stuff. Like, they should be allowing people to come in and reuse stuff. Like, if they want to come in and buy a pound of metal, like, they should be able to go buy a pound of metal to dump. That's a different story completely, but
the cost to remove all the non-metal components can exceed the market value of the steel. So they have to, so like separating it isn't even worth it in some cases.
Yeah.
Like, of course, it'd be great to like start cleaning up these landfills, but
or then let's just have a completely new bin. We can have garbage, recycling, and metal scrap. They have metal scrap yards everywhere. Why don't we start using those more? Like, start finding these big ass companies that just toss everything in the garbage all the time, right?
yeah,
Because it's not just us. Like, don't get us wrong, but yeah, they're not going to be using our, like, this pen that I throw in the garbage or something. But they might want to reuse this phone, right? So, but this little phone is not that big of a deal compared to markets, like big ass companies that throw out TVs and all that shit.
yeah. I mean, at this point, I think we're kind of screwed because we've backed ourselves into a corner of everyone's producing crap that doesn't last. So we're all consuming and throwing stuff away constantly, and there's no way to stop them from doing it. We can't legally make them make a better product.
Yeah, no, I had a
At least not in America.
I had a washer and dryer that was like 30 years old, and only reason I threw it out was because it was old looking. The new one lasts like 3 years. And that's it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's...
So also, this is saying that they would need to have sufficient contingency funds or insurance so that they could, after the fact, cover the cost to properly close and reclaim the mined landfill and remediate environmental impacts. Again, just additional costs that they would have to guesstimate. Yeah. They don't know what they're going to have to do to reclaim and remediate environmental impacts. Like, I barely know what that sentence means.
Yeah.
You know? It sounds great. When you read the headline, it's like, yeah, why aren't we doing that?
Because this is why. This is why.
Money.
Right here. Yeah, and it all comes down to money.
It's there. There's valuable stuff that's not worth the time.
But it's true.
Is there any way we can get like people working on it that... No, I don't think... If... It just feels like they'll do something with this. My idea is just shoot it up into space.
Shoot it into space, yeah.
Yeah. Put Elon Musk on it. Convert this SpaceX mission to Mars crap to a mission to fix the landfill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Send it to the sun. I don't care. We don't need to bring it back. He has reusable rockets. Who cares? We don't need to reuse them. Or if you want to reuse them, have them drop off in the atmosphere so we can pick them back up, maybe. But then blast the rest of that shit. Just send it to the sun.
Yeah.
We got to get rid of it.
But I don't know if that's a way to start fucking up the whole solar system, not just Earth, right?
You know what? It's all right.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, exactly.
It's all right. All right, but you're right. We should probably move on. All right. Well, this is a little difficult. Associated Press brings us this one. They're just saying it in a weird way. Diplomas for sale, $465. Would you like to buy a diploma?
So is this like well, yeah.
Yeah, you can do this inside one of Louisiana's unapproved schools.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah, so if you would like a diploma in America, you can get one very easily.
Should order one. Jeez.
Do you have any idea how this, like, do you have a guess of how this works?
No. Not a clue.
If I was to just say homeschool, does that help?
Okay, yeah, maybe, yeah. I guess, yeah.
Yeah, that's where we're going to go with this. Homeschool laws is how we got here. Gotta make this a little bit bigger. All right. Arlia Martin accepted her high school diploma with relief and gratitude. It was her ticket to better paying work, she felt, after getting kicked out of high school, toiling for 8 years at factory jobs to support her children. This is a new path for me to get on with my life. Martin didn't take any classes or pass any tests to receive her degree. She got it in July from a school where students can get a high school diploma for $465.
Okay, so she...
Unlike public schools, formal homeschooling programs or traditional private schools, nearly 9,000 private schools in Louisiana, don't need state approval to grant degrees. Nearly every one of these unapproved schools was created to serve a single homeschooling family, but some have buildings, classrooms, teachers, and dozens of students.
This goes back to what I was saying with the Squid Games. Is this here... Well, kind of, if you let me give me a second. This right here, her having that diploma, is going to make her think she can do a better job than she's capable of. You know? Like,
This is a high school diploma.
I'm just okay, yeah, but still, like you, I'm still like, I'm not trying to be rude, but again, there's some things that.
High school diploma though, like what is it like? I don't know.
Okay, but okay, maybe not that far, but it's true though. But that's the thing, you're gonna hire a kid, but they think kids are gonna graduate. Okay, 16-year-olds, I don't want to say it out loud or the name, but we know some 15, 16-year-old kid who isn't very good at reading, right? Like, we know, you know who I'm talking about. And I don't know, you know what I'm saying? It's like, that they could just pass without knowing how to read. That's insane, in my opinion.
Well, yeah, and it says here that this person got kicked out of high school, so
Yeah.
I'm sure they can read. If you made it to high school, you made it through the can read step.
Yeah.
But obviously, there's things in high school
Yeah.
you're gonna miss out on.
And,
And
yeah, for sure. But like, if you're just gonna, maybe not this, like what I said, but for sure, it's like, why? She thinks she's gonna make more money now, but she also still has to have that knowledge to do it, whether it just be high school or not. But
well, high school is less about knowledge, and I think more about routine. What high school teaches you for the real world, at least in my opinion, is being places at times because someone said so. You need to be here because this is first period. And you need to listen to me because I'm the teacher.
okay,
This is going to apply to your real life and work. You need to
Yeah.
be here at 8 a.m. We have a meeting at 8 a.m. and I'm your manager. If I ask you to be on a call, you need to be on that call. This is for
but
me.
now things
This
are changing up for sure, because now they're like, oh well, you have to be here at 8. Okay, I'll be there at 8ish. Like, no, you're here at 8. They stroll in at 8:02.
Oh,
Right?
are you talking about schools or work?
like work now, like the younger generation?
Okay, I was gonna say like schools are actually still pretty strict. If you're
Yeah.
tardy, you're like,
Yeah, I don't know.
it's kind of funny though how jobs are less strict than school.
Yeah.
It seems.
Yeah.
Which is
So, because you
I
can't
don't know, but
fight
that's
everybody.
where
You can't fight everybody for being late. You know what I mean?
you
'Cause,
can't.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, I am late once in a while by about a minute or two, but I stay late all the time, and I take work and I'm a salary, so it doesn't matter, right?
Same here.
I make up my time as long as I make up my hours, but I try to be on time because it's a respectful thing to do, you know. Like,
Mhm.
but yeah,
But yeah, that's one of the things she's not going to end up with. I think after missing out the high school experience, that's one of the things you learn is that, it humbles you a little bit. And you need to be humbled before you get into the workplace. Because you're not going to start out as a manager, high level position. You're not. You're going to be a grunt.
yeah, and that's the thing.
And you need that humbling from high school. So I agree with you.
And that's maybe again, it's just not that, but exactly. But
And I say this to the homeschoolers too. Like, just even if you're not somebody who comes in and buys the degree, but you actually do get taught by somebody, I still think you've missed out on that.
that can be a way.
Because
like, there's some people like me. I wish there was a homeschool option when I was a child. I would have done so
unless your
much
mom
better.
is super strict, I guess you
And
could still
I
get
would
that.
have. I personally think I would have done
Or
so
dad.
much better with the homeschool. I hated school. I was not a big fan. I didn't have any friends. People picked on me. It's like, okay, that was stupid. So I was like, if I could have sat home and did all my work, I would have been in boom, right?
So in Louisiana, over 21,000 students are enrolled in these unapproved schools, doubling what it was prior to the pandemic.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, but yeah, it is what it is. I guess we'll find out. Have you ever seen that movie Idiocracy?
Oh, of course.
Yeah. We're not far off, I guess, from that. Hey, so
No, we're not. We're really not.
like,
And
yeah. Wait, are they wearing Crocs? Go back up. No,
I
sandals,
don't see any
okay.
Crocs.
Because did you know a funny story about that? With that is Crocs were actually in that movie, and that's where they got popular.
Are these Crocs back here?
They might. No, I can't. No, they're not. But yeah,
Look like slippers, maybe.
Yeah, but a company like when this person was filming, they had to go find a whole bunch of shoes, and they found this small company who had a whole bunch of like weird looking shoes, and they bought them, and it turns out those were Crocs, and now they're popular. Now every single person's wearing them everywhere you go. I don't wear Crocs. I'm not bashing people who wear Crocs. I don't know. They're just not my type of shoe, you know.
No, not for me either.
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
I understand the point. You get the aromatic or whatever.
Yeah, I don't like. They seem slippery. I don't know. I don't know. And now people are putting these little buttons on them. Put them in the buttons on the hole, so they have art that can change out every day. Like, cool. Just not my thing. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. So this Springfield Preparatory School is where she got it.
Okay.
It's an umbrella school for Christian homeschoolers. And I guess the principal, Kitty Sibley Morrison, will grant diplomas to anyone whose parents say they were homeschooled even years earlier.
Wow.
But she's not trying to make money, you know? We're not here to make money, she said.
No. Wow.
So there's...
That's just got to be true then, because she's...
That being said, here's the price.
Yeah.
And it's taped to the front window of the building. So you don't even have to go in and talk. You can get the prices, without even...
Okay, $35 for a diploma. Okay, that's $50. Okay, so
No, for a diploma cover.
80, so $50.
That's the book.
Okay. What do you have to walk?
I would opt out of that.
Yeah.
Just say the $130,
I
right?
would
And then
do
just
that,
do $335.
Yeah, so I would do that. Yeah.
It's $465 if you do the whole spiel.
I'm good. Yeah. But yeah, again, don't cheat. Don't cheat the system. Like, push yourself. I didn't. For
Well, yeah,
years.
I mean, all you're gonna do is hurt yourself.
Yeah,
and here's the chart showing the numbers and how it's gone from the 11,000 steadily up to the 21,000. Well, and, obviously, population changed a little bit, but that's only 5 years, so not this much. So this is a trend.
Yeah, it's gonna get more and more. Yeah, I just don't think it's a good idea for. I think that horrible person doing that. She's not helping anybody.
Here's some other names: Ballerina Jedi Academy, Unicorn Princess School,
Oh my.
Freedom First.
Okay.
Louisiana, this is some cringe shit here.
Yeah,
I mean,
what's going on?
Unicorn Princess School,
Unicorn.
Ballerina Jedi Academy. Freedom First is also a little cringe, but
Well,
of the three, I guess it's
Freedom,
the least.
Freedom First is pretty American, but yeah, Unicorn.
Yeah, I mean, at least
Princess,
it makes sense with what you're doing. This doesn't at all. What?
Unicorn Princess Schools. I don't know. Maybe it's for people.
This is something I would expect Fox News to be doing a story on, and it be completely different, like a liberal school, like California is opening up a new Unicorn Princess School where you can identify as a unicorn and a princess. Or something. That's what I would expect when I see this.
That's what I actually think that school is, but I could be wrong.
I kind of want to do a little more research on this one specifically to understand what are you doing in Louisiana? What is this?
Whole bunch of kids dressed out with friggin' horns on their head. But okay.
Yeah. So that sucks for. I take their word for it. Well, that's what we heard.
Yeah.
That's what the principal lady's saying. If she takes your word for it, you could just skip steps here, but
I think that just
even if you skip them, you don't learn what those steps were supposed to teach you.
No, and that's it. Like a lot of people, like nowadays, like there's an app, Google. You can actually like do math with them, taking a picture.
Yeah, you can do your homework. You could just take a picture of it.
People do that, and they're like, "Oh, well, it's the same thing." It's like, no, like
it's not.
It's not. Like I hated school. I hated it, but I still glad I went.
And don't get me wrong, some things you don't need to just memorize. Some things you just need to know, how do I find this info?
Yes.
But not everything is that. And they treat everything like you just give me the answer.
Exactly.
I don't need to know how I would have gotten the answer. Just give me the answer.
Exactly. And actually, one thing that bugged me is when I was a kid, we didn't have smartphones and stuff like that. But I could do math in my head. I can sit there and do a math problem and get it right. And I'd write it down. They're like, how'd you get to that number? I'm like, I couldn't show them how I got to that number. You know what I mean? It made sense to me, but it would not make sense to them. But it'd be the right answer. But they say it's wrong, and it pissed me off.
Well, you have to show your work.
But why do I have to show my work? It's the right answer.
That always pissed me off. When I got to the point where I didn't need additional work, I got to the point where it's like, now it's the stuff I do in my head. I would just write down the answer. They're like, no, you have to show every step. Why?
Yeah. And then they had this one class, and I hated it. They're like, oh, you get one, and I called him out on this, and he's like, he got grumpy with me, but he's like, you get 1 for trying to do it, you get 1 point for showing your work, and 1 point for getting it right. So regardless, as long as you show your work, you get 50%. It's like, what's the point? What is the point of doing that? You're not teaching anybody anything.
What's the minimum amount of work I can show?
Yeah, and then that's the thing. We're like, okay, well, I need 50% to pass. Okay, here's 50%. Like, that wasn't the number, but you know. And then they don't.
Like, does the work have to make sense?
Yeah, I don't know. I
let's say the problem is 52 times 16. Can I just kind of jot 52, 16, and then like some scribbles, and then write the answer that I know it is, and that would be my work was done for the point and the answer? Because I don't need to write that down.
Yeah.
Like if it's 2 digits times 2 digits, I do that in my head.
Yeah.
All day.
And I
don't need a calculator.
Yeah. And I can do 3, sometimes 3, but it takes me a few minutes just to picture in my head. You know what I mean? Like I can actually see, and like some people visualize different. Like,
For sure.
some people, like, when I say picture a whiteboard, I can picture a whiteboard. Can you picture a whiteboard?
Yeah.
Can you picture, like, me writing 20 times 13 on that whiteboard?
Sure.
Yes, a lot of people can't. A lot of people, actually, they just can't visualize that because they just aren't visualizers, right?
Right. So one of the things that I do, it was actually taught to me by my dad. If you were to get a problem, let's say, 430 times 16, kind of hard to do, right?
Yes.
But
Yeah, okay.
but 430 times 10 is pretty easy, right?
Exactly, yeah.
And 430 times 6, it's not as easy as times 10, but it's still a lot easier than times 16.
Yeah, exactly, because
right?
it's
Or then you just do those two easy things.
Divided by the first number, and then you add one, right? Like, not one,
but you just break a difficult problem into two easy problems.
And I've done that.
And then just add them together.
He just
told me he taught me that to do the more complex numbers. Just make it an easier thing and do two different equations and add them together.
Exactly.
You get the same answer.
Exact same answer, and I don't even have to write it down sometimes because it would be so easy in my head to do it. Because like it makes so much sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
now this Common Core bullshit, I don't know anything about this.
I think the teachers are just pissed off that we knew more than them, and they're like, "Well, that's not how it's supposed to be done. How do you know?"
You're not always gonna have a calculator in your pocket. Everyone
know.
who said that has a calculator in their pocket right now.
Exactly right. Yeah.
And if not in their pocket, it's in their fucking hand.
And I do remember that as a kid. Like
they said that. They lied.
Yeah, they did say
I've
that.
told a couple teachers. I've come to a couple teachers and said that to their face.
But they probably it's not their fault. Okay. It is not their fault,
They should have seen it coming.
Like, who thought back in 2001 that we'd all have a friggin' flip phone in our pocket, Like,
I mean, if I'd known that, I would have invested properly.
Me too, but we were kids. So, so what? We were like 10 years old then, 11 years old? No, 14. Yeah, 13, 14, yeah. Okay, well, that was pretty interesting.
Well, hey, since Thanksgiving is over, it's time for the next American holiday. It's time for Christmas.
Yeah, Christmas.
Get your satanic Christmas trees out. It's time to... Oh, wait. Satanic Christmas tree?
Satanic? I can't.
Fox News brings us this one. So this may be a War on Christmas story, pre-warning. I haven't read it. Satanic Hail Satan Christmas tree faces blowback for display at Wisconsin Museum. Tree belonging to the Satanic Temple was adorned with red lighting and beads, pentagrams, and various ornaments with one reading, Hail Santa.
Santa?
Hail Santa.
Oh, Santa. Hail Santa.
Hail Santa.
Okay. So...
Oh, do they have... Oh, no, this is Fox. We do not hit play on videos on Fox. Because it's completely unrelated.
Featuring 66 trees on display. Well, at least it's not 666 trees.
Yeah, so this is the National Railroad Museum. What?
Okay.
In Ashwaubenon.
Features 66 trees on display. The trees from the Satanic Temple of Wisconsin. Both the Erie of... Irie? Okay, what's that word?
Ire?
That's a...
Anger?
Okay, just a small word. For a Republican congressman who called the culture program an offensive.
You butchered that.
I know.
A cultural program.
Cultural propaganda. And offensive. So yeah, I fixed it. Yeah. At least I knew I said it. But yeah, conservatives are often accused of launching a culture war. Forcing and fixating on culture. I can't read today, my guy. I can't read any today, but culture issues.
Here's a perfect example of how that's not what's happening. What's happening is we're just trying to defend basic traditions or defend our children in the midst of these basic traditions from the encroachment or woke ideology or offensive upside-down cultural propaganda.
Okay, so why does the red tree do it? Like, I guess because the hell Satan thing, I could see why people would be pissed about that.
Now, if you're somebody who's arguing on their side, the conservative side here, you're one of the people that think you should be able to say Merry Christmas, right? And put up your Christmas tree and your decorations.
I personally believe you should be allowed to say that, yes.
So why would you, if you're that stance, be against the satanic?
That's what I'm thinking. But now the only thing I can see, because it is in a public and it says Hail Satan.
It's not in public, it's inside of a museum.
Which is a public museum?
I don't know. Aren't museums for profit? Aren't they companies? I don't know.
Anyway, that's the only thing I can see. But other than that, no, I don't see there should be a problem with it.
Also, it doesn't say Hail Satan. It says Hail Santa.
Hail Santa?
Hail. It says Hail Santa.
Hail Santa.
Hail Santa.
Hail Santa. Okay. Anyway.
Oh, it says it again. Wondering, Hail Santa.
Santa.
Apparent play off the phrase Hail
Satan.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Or Hail Satan.
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
But Hail
we don't
Santa,
say Hail Jesus? Aw. What about
Yeah.
Hail Mary?
Okay, let's take
Is
the
that
tree though.
anything
Let's see what
for
the
you?
tree is.
How do they know it's not a play off Hail Mary?
Yeah, let's see what the tree looks like.
Here's the offensive tree.
Okay.
I can't Christmas
It
anymore.
kind of looks like something out of like Harry Potter, but
It just hits wrong though, because it's the wrong color for Christmas. But
why? Like, whatever, to each your own, right?
Christmas
like,
has to have green. It's green and
it
red,
is
not just
green,
red.
Yeah, it does look different, but
This would be like having Halloween with just orange. It's weird. It's orange and black. That's Halloween.
All right, but yeah, I don't see a problem with that. I don't understand why it's a big deal. But
I guess they also had a gender diversity tree with pink and blue colored trans flags and ornaments sayings such as protect trans kids.
okay, Christmas tree.
Oh no.
Christmas tree.
Well, it's a gender diversity tree.
Okay, well, was it a Christmas tree? Yeah, there you go.
No, it's not a Christmas tree.
There you go. It's not a Christmas tree.
I feel like a jackass corrected me.
Yeah,
Like,
that's why I said, is it a Christmas tree? No,
it is.
No, it's not.
Because this thing said there were like 66, right?
Yeah.
Well, they just said 66 trees. They were vague.
Yeah.
Because you got a satanic tree, you've got a gender diversity tree, and 64 others.
Yeah, okay, there you go. But they're not Christmas trees.
You also have to think about parents who are now ending up in conversations that they didn't expect because they were just going to see a bunch of Christmas trees. Were you, though? This wasn't advertised at all.
Yeah, so.
I find that hard to believe that you didn't know what you were walking into here.
Yeah, that is. It's just more stuff.
And now people celebrate Christmas and not necessarily in a Christian way. So these folks have a right to be there? Yes. Is it in the Christmas spirit? No.
No
She
shit.
added. Ask me this question and I say yes. Because Christmas was already a stolen holiday.
Yeah.
It was a stolen holiday from Saturnalia, which the whole purpose of it was revelry. And we no longer allow revelry. You know what revelry is? Dancing and partying in the street.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yep.
But yeah.
So when you ask me if this is in the spirit of Christmas, I say it is. Because in the original spirit of Christmas, revelry was about everyone coming together and partying in the street. Everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone's included. Not just, oh, you're a Christian, you're not doing Christian. No, it was a pagan holiday. It wasn't a religious holiday.
Yeah, for sure.
So, they can argue their war here, but like they stole Christmas anyways. So.
But yeah, other than that, I don't see a problem with that. You want to celebrate Christmas? You should celebrate Christmas.
I believe in the First Amendment. They're trying to bait you and attack them. Tell them they can't put their tree there so they can go and sue you. Their organizations like that exist under the guise of the First Amendment. You gotta be smarter and you gotta see it coming. And you can't give up things just because they show up. So he's saying it's a trap.
Yeah, well, maybe it is.
Maybe because if you believe what you're saying you believe, you should leave them alone. If you believe in the First Amendment, you have nothing to say about this, right?
Okay, I have.
That's how I started off the thing. Like, why are conservatives arguing this? If they believe their point, their stance, then they should agree with these people. Even if they don't agree with, the point of the trees, like the gender diversity. If they don't agree with that, it doesn't matter. That's not what they're agreeing with here. They're agreeing with somebody's ability to speech. Kind of like if Christian says the Hanukkah's okay. It shouldn't be any different, right?
For sure, I get it.
Can't we just have something nice anymore?
No, we can't.
Nobody took your things away, Joe.
Right.
That's the other thing. Like a war would be needing to take something away from you. Nobody's taking anything away here.
Nobody can have anything nice because no matter what it is, someone's going to be offended by it on either side. All 5 sides are.
Well, no, I think these 66 trees are proof that we can have things.
Yeah, but it's coming up.
Nobody's forcing these to come. If the story was saying that they're being forced to take them down, I would agree with what you're saying, that we can't have nice things or we can't have things.
Yeah.
But they're not. This isn't a story about them taking it down, so we clearly can.
Yeah.
But we can't have things without Fox News trying to propagandize it, turn it into a story.
Not just always Fox News too. But...
Well, not even just Fox. I mean, we'll see CNN do the same thing for different topics, and they just can't help themselves but pick up the story because, well, their base thinks that there's a war.
Not only that, is we click on it, we read it, boom. Now we press it, so we fell for their trap.
I wouldn't say I fell for their trap so much. I mean, we're a news reporting show. I mean, we're combing the news everywhere.
Yeah,
I'm not giving specific clicks to Fox. We give more clicks to other places, actually.
Yeah.
Especially since we stopped clicking your videos, Fox News. I know you're listening, Fox. Have videos that are related to the fucking article. This year? This is not even... It looks like it will be Device Decoration, but it won't be.
Yeah. Okay.
You know how many times we've clicked play?
Yeah. No, not today, though.
Too many.
Let's move on with our...
Yeah. So we got a somewhat related article in that it's from Fox and that it's kind of pagan. Eerie witch bottles found along Gulf of Mexico, and even researchers are creeped out. Have you ever heard of a witch bottle?
I've never heard of a witch bottle.
Whether it's to avoid an unleashed spirit or a potential biohazard, it's best to leave these bottles safely corked.
Okay, I don't know if I want to hear about witch bottles.
Which bottles? Well, I think you need to just for your own safety to know not to open it when you see it and how to know you're looking at one, which I think you would. This is not related. This is a 310-mile coral reef thing. Anyways, superstitious beachcombers who spot glass glinting along the shore of the Gulf of Mexico ought to exercise caution. Witch bottles intended to entomb malevolent spirits are popping up along the coast.
I don't know that. See, the thing is, like, I guess this is in the movies, but they don't ever believe in that stuff, and they go ahead and smash a bottle, and they laugh about it.
Oh shit, that releases the spirit.
And then they all die later on. So, probably good
idea. The most recent bottle was filled with vegetation. That's kind of vague. Gooseneck barnacles that had clustered on the green glass indicated that the bottle had been floating for quite a while. Huh. Well, that seems tame, just saying vegetation. So what I was seeing in some of the pictures I was looking at were like weird things like fingernails and animals, just weird shit, like potions. Oh, look at that. Like snakes. Weird. Just throw a snake in there.
That is bizarre. Like,
I don't get creeped out by them, but I'm also not going to open them. I mean, they're supposed to have spells and stuff in them. Why take the chance? Says Fox News.
I agree with that. Like, I do. Like, that's a good statement.
My wife says I can bring shells inside, but no spell bottles.
Again, his smart wife.
Yeah, here it is. The bottles, which may be filled with a variety of items, including hair, herbs, local plants, nails, or even bodily fluids, have traditionally been observed in the modern-day United Kingdom.
Yeah.
I thought we were Gulf of Mexico. Gulf of Mexico is Florida, Mexico, not UK.
Well, maybe that says, but they say just modern-day United Kingdom. I don't know.
Look at this, though.
What is that? So
this is a witch bottle. It was recovered in the Gulf of Mexico. This is what this is. Look at this. Would you smash this or open this?
I don't know. Like, why is it like? I don't know. How do they know it's a witch bottle? How do they know it's not just a regular bottle?
Look, all the crap in here, all the different things.
Yeah, well,
it fits the bill.
Yeah, well,
it looks like one.
Weird things can.
You can never know.
Wait, no, I don't want that to touch it, but yeah.
I wouldn't touch it.
Nearly 200 have been recovered. Where are they?
Here's some more examples. Okay. This guy's collecting them.
Yeah.
Like, they've got different things in them.
That is kind of cool, right? And, like, that's a modern day bottle, one at the back there, right? Like that looks like a bottle from New Zealand. So.
I mean, the bottles are cool, but, like, there's trash inside of them, so...
Not that I know, but I'm pretty sure that the bottle of Blue Oyster. But I don't drink anymore, so I don't. But yeah, that's pretty creepy. I don't know. I wouldn't open it. I did when I was a kid. I did. That is pretty cool. See, that just things getting in it though. Like, that's not a wedge. It was open and things crawled in and made a home out of it.
Maybe.
But when I was a kid, I threw a bottle in the ocean with a note.
That's littering.
Yeah, but
you just admitted to a crime.
It's been over 7 years, so.
It's an international crime.
It was international waters, so.
So there's no
statute.
There's no statues.
Yeah. Anyways, unclear whether bottles were swept in the river or by the ocean by rainwater. So where are these coming from? Where are they? Like, do they know? Does it say?
It doesn't. They have no idea.
Okay. So do you
There's
find one of
another
these
one.
bottles? Yeah. Do you find one of these bottles? Either open it, have some fun, film yourself, release the spells. Who knows? Like, that looks like magic mushrooms.
Oh yeah,
Like,
here.
no, maybe not. But like, that is kind of freaky.
It's just some weird shit.
Yeah. Ah. Yeah, I would
Yeah, so
pass.
this right here, yes. Researchers can often get some idea of where washed up objects float in from based on weather and tide patterns. It's anyone's guess where the spell bottles originate from. They don't suspect they were made in the U.S.
Oh,
Sure.
I don't know. But yeah, things do travel.
Sea turtle bites. Another bottle. But yeah, they're literally guessing. They have no idea.
Well,
So yeah, if you see a bottle, just leave.
oh yeah, or do what you want
Because
with
one of
it.
those
Like,
things, no, one of those things they listed was bodily fluids.
yeah, that
You
is
don't
pretty
want to
gross.
mess
Yeah.
with it. Where was that? The list of things.
Yeah, I saw.
Bodily
No,
fluids was
yeah,
in the list.
I saw that.
Wherever
The
that
one that,
list
yeah,
was.
and it probably
That's
is,
I'm out. Like if you're just putting plants and like vinegar
you'll never know though. But,
and stopping there, maybe I'd be in. But I think they keep going and put in like bodily fluids and animal parts.
okay.
Weird stuff. All right. Moving along.
CNN, Portland Teachers Union. No, you should have done this one. Union School District signed tentative deal after week-long strike.
Yeah.
So yeah, so
We've done a lot of these where we cover strikes, and
yeah,
a lot of them end up reaching a deal that's actually very favorable to the union.
yeah. So
Here's another example.
so what did they agree on?
Well, lots of
Tentatively.
things. Yeah, of course, this one does say tentatively. Let's see. So it says Portland students are going to return to classrooms Monday after the Portland Association of Teachers signed this tentative agreement. So I guess that's part of it is getting students back in school, ending a weeks-long strike that had shut classrooms down.
Not just a week. That's
It
not
says
too bad.
educators have secured improvements on all our key issues. These changes will make a huge difference. Thanks, President Angela. That's vague as hell. Anyone got more specific here?
Yeah, no, the strike was part of a wave of picketing across the country in recent months. Thousands of workers went on strike. We've talked about all those Hollywood writers.
Yeah, we talked about the Hollywood, the
and auto
nurses, the
workers. We
factory
talked about
workers,
them
and
all.
we've covered them.
Yeah,
Yep.
we did. So
Yep. So some of the top issues behind the Portland strike include compensation, student discipline. That one's got me questioning what they mean. Class size and the use of school resources to provide housing for students experiencing homelessness.
yeah,
Also curious on that one. What does that mean?
a lot of like,
Two of them are obvious though. Compensation, they're not paid enough. Class size, they have too many students. So you've got an underpaid teacher with way too many students to actually educate them. We know these problems exist in America. We've known this for a while. So it's not shocking to see those two in the list. But the other things, the student discipline and the homeless issue, interesting.
well, can be disciplining. Like, oh, you can send the kid on detention. Like some schools, you can't give kids detention anymore, or something like that, right? Or kick him out of the classroom with a disruption. And as unfortunate as it is, there's a lot of homeless students that don't live at home with their parents anymore because of abusive stuff, and they left, so they have to maintain going to school and living still, right?
Yeah, I mean, you gotta do something. You can't just like give up on people.
No. Yeah, so
Additional gains include critical contract language that protects students and educators from unsafe building conditions, like extreme classroom temperatures, and a 3-year cost of living adjustments. That's COLA. We've talked about COLA before. That reflects the critical role that educators play in the school and communities. So I think we're getting an idea of what they got. They got a lot of what they wanted. Safer conditions, better pay. This also mentioned language on target class sizes and caseloads. So in theory, I'm assuming that's language that says less per teacher kind of thing.
Yeah.
It guaranteed 410 minutes of protected planning time for educators at every grade level. I'm not a teacher, but I assume this is something that absolutely needs to happen. I'll leave them to say that.
Planning. I don't know what that means, though. What does that mean?
I don't either. I'm not a teacher, and I don't know what it means. But this has to make sense.
Oh.
I'm not an expert, so I'm assuming this makes sense since they argued for it and got it.
Oh.
Hopefully.
All right.
You know, some of these things we'll have to wait to see how they actually play out. But this union represents more than 4,000 certified educators in the district. So it's quite a big union. This covers all the Pacific Northwest, not just Portland. 49,000 students, 81 schools.
A lot of kids who are off for the week.
Yeah, and now they're back in school. 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Last 3 weeks.
Off.
Yeah, paying out the last 3 weeks. Yep.
Oh.
So that's another thing. Getting to an agreement quickly in this case is twofold good. The teachers are now properly compensated and protected, and now students can go back to school.
Yes, and hopefully
this was a lot of pressure on the whoever they were negotiating with to get this settled.
I don't have too much more on this, do you?
No, just good on another victory in the hat. Other places in America, take note. Let's raise that union percent. Let's get back up to 60 plus. We used to be a 60+% union country, where 60% of the workforce was in a union. We used to be that way. Now it's less than 15%.
Oh, wow.
So let's keep it going. And this is something that happened over the last 50 years. This is not like, it's not like forever ago.
Cyber Monday. Oh, yeah, sorry. Okay.
Yeah, we're getting Cyber Monday ads here because it is still Cyber Monday, folks.
Yes.
Looks like we got 2 more stories, so we'll try to get through these fairly quick. Running out of steam here.
Me too. Yes, I get it. This next one looks interesting. From CNN, the artificial glacier growing in the desert. What?
Did you know they have artificial glaciers?
I did not know.
And did you know glaciers can grow?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I didn't know any of this. Here it is, though. It's just a big thing in the middle of nowhere. An ice stupa. They call it an ice stupa in the Ladakh region of India. It's an artificial glacier created using only a pipe and water pressure, and can help farmers fight the effects of climate change in the region.
Huh.
Obviously, I mean, they have access to ice and shit,
weird,
and it's a desert.
That's weird. Like, it's just in the middle of the desert, yeah.
Well, and they even decorate it with stuff too, I guess.
Huh.
It looks so weird, though.
You never seen snow before?
Well, no. I mean, I've seen plenty of snow, but like,
yeah,
it just kind of looks like out of place with the rest of this picture.
Yeah, the pretty mountains.
Like, if I did a painting for art class, if I did this painting for art class, my teacher would be like, "This makes no sense. Are you kind of dumb?" The background's nice, though.
Yeah, it's very, very, very nice.
Like what? Let's see. They got 10 photos here, but I don't know how much else they can really show. Oh, this is a different one.
That's where
building plans.
I didn't put another one. Yeah. So that's
the stupas are not maintenance free. Currently, they need a lot of manual intervention. The fountains can freeze when the pipes ice up, things like that. Okay, so it's not set it and forget it kind of thing.
Okay, but like, how do they? It doesn't.
I think the idea is that this will allow it to like melt and water your crops at a time when you normally wouldn't have rain.
Oh, maybe, yeah, because it's
allowing you to have properly irrigated soil more often.
And because it keeps everything frozen for a while, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, that's actually what this says here. Is making Ladakh even drier, leaving farmers without water in the crucial planting months of April and May. So it's exactly that. So right before the glacier starts to melt in the summer sun.
Okay, yeah, so that makes sense. Yeah, okay, yeah, get them up there.
So that's what they use it for, just a big block of ice that will water their crops.
Yeah, and ice will last.
Holy cow!
But that's
look at that like green pasture between these mountains. Nice, yeah. Would you live somewhere like this?
That'd be kind of neat. Like, how would you get
there?
But
to leave, how do you leave and come back? Like
you use a drone. Way? You use a drone taxi.
This way, maybe. I don't even see the road out, to be honest.
It might not even be a road.
Maybe you just never leave.
Yeah.
This is Ladakh, land of high passes, in between the Himalayas and the Kunlun.
Yeah.
I think all these subtitles down here had all the info of the article, though, if we're being honest.
Yeah, that's interesting, though. Like, that's a good idea.
Rainfall is rare. Just bring in an ice block.
Yeah, that makes complete sense.
I had never heard of this, but it makes total sense.
I never heard of it either. Like, they should.
So wait, in 2014, a local mechanical engineer set out to solve the water crisis in Ladakh. Is this when they started doing this? 2014?
I guess 9 years ago.
Wow.
Almost 10 years ago. Wow, yeah.
I once saw ice under a bridge in May and understood that it's the sun that makes the ice melt, not ambient temperatures. I realized that ice can last a long time even at low altitudes.
Yeah.
He then built a 2-story prototype of an ice stupa, a cone of ice that he named after the traditional mound-like sacred monuments that are found throughout Asia. I guess that's the stupa part.
In the springtime here, when the snow starts to melt, the sun gets blocked by my fence and then my house. So there's one part of my yard that doesn't get any sun, and I will literally have to shovel the snow out of there because it will sit there for
Because it'll just, it'll
weeks.
never go away.
Like it will go away sooner or
Well, but
later,
it
right?
takes
But
inordinately
yeah,
longer because, like, the ambient temperature's not doing as much as you would think.
yeah.
Yeah. So first, a pipe is laid underground, connecting a stream of water and the location where the ice stupa is required, usually next to a village. The water must come from a higher altitude, usually around 60 meters or more.
Okay.
So I guess they're just running water through the ice block, and then the water that comes out is cold.
And it freezes.
Is the idea?
Yeah.
It's basically a way to cool down your water supply as needed. You just run it through the block, almost like running it through a copper coil kind of thing.
Oh, good idea. Hopefully it works for them.
And then the water sprays 60 meters into the air out of the downstream pipe, creating a fountain. I guess naturally watering a 60-meter radius.
Yeah, wow. Pretty interesting.
And then they do a cone to minimize the exposed surface area, to the actual sun,
Yeah, and it lasts forever.
Well, maybe not
forever,
forever,
but
but
for a while,
until they go get more.
Yeah, that's interesting. Good for them. Hopefully it helps. That's because we get a lot of stuff from India for food. The whole world does. So
So it says it's not the first type of artificial glacier in the area, but previous endeavors were attempted above 13,000 feet by freezing waters in large canals, requiring shade and maintenance. Totally different.
yeah,
And too far away from fields to be practical. So this solution is what made it useful for farming. Kind of cool.
yeah.
They do still need work, obviously. Like they said, you gotta make sure they don't get jammed up, and
Get clogged and all. There's lots of things go wrong, but
it's kind of cool seeing the kind of innovations humans will come up with
yeah,
to battle
to
whatever
survive.
conditions we're
Yeah,
faced with.
just to
It's our
survive.
best at thing. Survival is what we do.
Yeah. Because if we don't, we're gone, right?
Second only to cockroaches, probably. And that's because cockroaches are still here. Until they're gone, we have to be number 2 to them.
Yeah,
They were here before us. They'll probably be here after us.
probably. So will alligators.
All right, one last story, and this is another one where a previous guest comes to mind because it's a Pennsylvania story. We do a lot of Pennsylvania stories.
Yeah. It's yours on this one.
Yeah, CNN brings us this one. 15-year-old Pennsylvania boy faces first-degree murder charge and shooting of a homeless man.
Okay,
Well,
now
that's a bit of a downer.
yeah, jeez.
I'm assuming first-degree murder means I assume they're treating him as or trying him as an adult, right?
Yeah. Now,
why would you go shoot somebody?
Again, was it a
Like
bet?
I didn't pre-read this, so I don't know what
Was
this
it a bet?
is.
Was
It's
he trying to get there? The victim, 39-year-old Jermaine Hawkins. Okay, so 50-year-old. Go on, sorry.
Yeah, I was just gonna say he's facing first-degree murder and other offenses. I'm not sure what the other offenses are. After a homeless man was fatally shot in the face in Pennsylvania. Victim's 39-year-old Jeremiah Hawkins. This happened Wednesday afternoon. After the teen, we actually get to know the teen's name. Usually you don't when it's a minor. Thomas James Nyros allegedly confronted the man in Pottstown, about 40 miles northwest of Philadelphia, according to the district attorney and the police chief in their news release.
Yeah,
all right. Well,
he's being charged as an adult. It says right there, third count. He's facing 1 count of first-degree murder and third-degree murder. What?
I think that's one of those things where they stack charges just in case, and that if they'll probably be found guilty of both, and they're concurrent sentences, kind of thing.
Okay.
They did something similar with Chauvin, where they had a couple charges because they wanted to, if one didn't get it, then the next one would. Okay, it's like with intent versus without intent. So they do both because if you're able to prove you didn't intend it, they don't want to lose you entirely and you go free. Yeah. You still did the thing.
So the incident unfolded Wednesday afternoon when the witnesses in surveillance video showed the teen allegedly scout out Hawkins before they started arguing. They released my bad.
Released from police.
They released from police, and the district attorney said, "30 say Hawkinson swung a tire iron at."
Swung a tire. Just a full-on tire.
I just read tire, my bad. Tire at him, who was holding a gun and had his arm extended.
So Hawkins was the homeless man who died. The homeless man was swinging a tire at this kid.
Who had a gun.
Allegedly, this is what authorities say.
Yeah.
And the kid apparently was holding a gun with his arm extended, so... Okay. This is all on surveillance video footage, though, so, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious the truth is going to come out here.
Yeah.
I guess we kind of stopped listing them here, but they also got carrying a firearm without a license, possession of a firearm by a minor, and possession of a weapon. But those are so minor compared to the first-degree murder and third-degree murder are kind of the main ones there. Oh, okay. Nairos then fired the gun, and Hawkins fell immediately. Teen pulled the trigger a second time, dropped the weapon, then began to walk away, but was detained by bystanders.
Did you drop the weapon and walk away? Didn't run away? Huh.
Police officers who arrested the teen found the .40 caliber semi-automatic firearm at the scene and determined it belonged to the suspect's father.
Oh, the father will be charged too, hopefully.
Probably this is another one of those cases where the child got a hold of a gun that's not theirs, it's the parent's gun. So we expect to see something about the parents getting charges.
Yeah, so he's getting adult kid.
I would expect, right?
Like,
I mean, that's what we keep reading.
Why is a kid walking around like... I don't get what's in their head for them to walk around and stuff like that, right? For having, like, carrying a gun. I don't get what they think they're going to get done with it. Like it's all a game or something? I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's going to pretty quickly come to a realization for this kid that it wasn't a game because he's 15 years old and at least the next 12 years of his life are gone.
If not longer. Yeah.
You know, I think the minimum he's looking at is like 12 years.
Yeah, if not life.
And that's minimum charges, minimum sentencing, and good behavior all factored. He's more realistically looking at 20 to 30.
Yeah. And pretty boys like him are loved in prison, you know?
Whoa. Did we see a picture?
I'm not even saying I'm not saying he's pretty, but
you did.
Yeah, I did, but he's gonna be under 18 going to a prison because they put those.
What are you trying to say?
They put those kids in prisons with full adult men. So, but
I mean, I don't think just because you're in prison you become a pedophile, but we do put pedophiles in prison.
Yes. But I'm just saying, but okay, when he turns 18, he'll be a very pretty boy to somebody.
Now, that being said, do I think that a prison would be dumb enough to put a sex offender in with a child offender? Yeah, I think they are that dumb.
Yeah, they
and that malicious. I think they would do that. I think they shouldn't, and that they should be held accountable if they ever do that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the other prisoners were not put up with that shit anyway, so I'm sure nothing would happen.
Like, there's no shot you should ever be putting a 15-year-old in there with the rest of Gen Pop.
Yeah.
If you have protective custody for people like police officers, you should have it for minors.
Well, we didn't even talk about that. Speaking of police officers, what's his name got stabbed?
I thought, did we cover that on Wednesday? I thought we had.
I don't think we did cover that. So.
Oh no, we covered Chauvin's appeal.
Yeah. Then he got stabbed the next day.
So yeah, there was a follow-up that we missed since we didn't do a show on Friday. Where in prison, Derek Chauvin was stabbed by another inmate. Yeah. I think a cellmate. We don't know why. I mean, all we could do is assume why.
Yeah.
But I mean, people in prison get stabbed for dumb reasons. So it could be unrelated to the fact that he's a cop, or it could be completely related to the fact that he's a cop.
But yeah. Anyway, bring that up. But yeah,
I would think probably it was related to it being a cop. Just like it's such a high-profile one too.
This kid's gone. Like he ruined his life. Not his life.
Yeah, I mean,
homeless man's life. Jermaine's
life.
They've
got a 15-year-old kid whose life is completely ruined now. It's his own fault. He went out and thought it was cool to do this.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think there's any argument. This whole swinging a tire thing, if you're trying to do a self-defense thing, it's not going to happen.
I'm assuming he had the gun because it says that in the video. He went and confronted Jermaine, and he had his arm extended with the gun out. So Jermaine had the tire and was like trying to get that gun out of his hand. So that's just from what I see. I don't know the story. A lot more could have happened, right? So
right, and the way they word this, the video footage showed the teen allegedly quote sought out Hawkins, almost like he went to him on purpose. Like, yeah, I didn't see this video footage. Obviously, it's out there to go see somewhere. I may take a look at it just to confirm. You know, so I'm not.
Yeah, no, I've seen a lot
saying
of stuff
something wrong here, because it is so strange for a 15-year-old to shoot somebody in the face, like.
A lot of weird shit happens these days, right? So
I don't think it was a fear for his life thing. I think it was a trying to be cool thing. and not knowing the repercussions of what he was doing.
Or maybe he
Because
was
it's
just,
not his firearm, so
or
he's had no firearm
he's trying to
training.
act all tough, and then because he dropped the gun, so he's acting all tough. Then he accidentally
Yeah,
shot the guy. He didn't mean to shoot him. He accidentally shot him the first time.
I
Then
would think that if it weren't for the second
yeah, no,
shot.
but then he went back because you go into panic mode, your brain shuts off. So he went and shot him because he put the gun down. If he wanted to try to get away, he would have ran with that gun. He would have just dropped it. He would have walked away. He would have held the gun and ran. And just my opinion, right? So
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of context here that just, yeah, it really points
don't
to
know.
like, I don't think this kid was in fear. I don't think he necessarily understood
Yeah,
the results of it
maybe he wasn't
entirely.
waking up that day. Oh, I'm just gonna go pretend to I'm gonna go pretend to rob this guy, right? Blah blah blah. I can be cool on Monday in front of all my friends, right? But I'm sure there's video of it. A lot of there'll be TikToks of it somewhere.
Yep. And then, like we were saying, the parents. Obviously, this is not this kid's gun. This is the father's
Yeah, it
gun.
says that in
So,
there.
why was he able to get to it? Was it negligent?
Yeah.
Was it child negligence? And more. We've seen other charges listed out. It seems to depend case by case as to what charges they'll try to throw at the adult. This happened in Pennsylvania, so I would expect more than normal.
Yeah, it's a sad case, and his family, the homeless man's family, anyone there, it's gonna have consequences for this forever. And that just
Well, yeah. I mean, just because you're homeless, you still could have family and people that care about you.
Yeah.
So it's not like that changes it. I mean, you could change this headline to just say charged in shooting of a man.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's more click worthy to throw in the homeless thing, but in all fairness, it's whether it was a homeless person or not, you can't just walk up and shoot someone. Come on now. Come on, man.
Yeah, for sure.
As my president says,
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Come on. Come on.
But yeah, for sure,
Come on. James.
It's sad. I just don't understand what happens. I never thought about doing something like that as a kid. I don't think of doing something like that now. Like, come on, right? Like, it just,
Yeah, and I think it's absolutely right to try him as an adult, and because you can't undo what you've done here.
No.
So you've got to learn
and
from what you've just
and
done.
at 15, you're more than mentally capable enough to know what right from wrong. Like,
Unless there's extenuating circumstances we don't know about, I would agree.
but he still took a man's life regardless, and someone does have to do it. So whether
for sure.
If he's got say he's an autistic kid that somehow got his CADS done, okay, should he face? But they wouldn't be facing. They probably wouldn't.
Well,
be
he
charged.
needs mental
help, yeah. But then the dad should be charged first.
It's not we set them free or go to prison. Yeah. It's we get you mental
and then
help,
the dad gets put
or we send you to prison. Either way, your freedom's gone, right? I don't want anybody to think like it's ever going to be the third option of you go free. You killed someone.
Well, here in Canada, they kind of do that. So there was that guy who beheaded the other guy on the bus, and he was actually eating the guy. And he did less than like 10 years, and he was actually eating the guy and all that. He did a few years in a mental home, then in a halfway house. And now he's free.
No jail for man who beheaded bus passenger.
Oh, you found that pretty quick, hey?
So they're saying he's not criminally responsible due to mental illness.
Yeah.
So once he's out of jail, where are they sending him?
He's on the streets. Just has to stay on his medicine. That's his only.
That seems like a misstep.
That's our system here, man. That's our system here. So. Yeah, he literally ate somebody. Some kid was listening to music, sleeping with his headphones on at the back of the bus, and he freaking beheaded the guy.
So, the interesting thing I'm seeing here, though, is it's saying they argue he isn't going to be. Yeah, I'll just pull it up over here. They're saying he can't be held responsible because of he's mentally ill, but like that's not how it works in America. In America, you plead guilty by reason of insanity.
Nope, not here.
Kind of like when you're pleading for self-defense. When you say, when you're getting tried for murder and you say, no, I did a self-defense, you say, I plead guilty, but I did self-defense. Yeah. Like you say, I did the thing.
In self-defense,
But my reasoning why it's okay is, in this case, mental illness. But if you use that reasoning, it's a go right to mental prison. In my book, what?
He did for a while. No, he did, but now he's free. So.
What do you mean for a while?
I don't know how long. I can't remember. This happened a long time ago. But yeah, it was a pretty crazy story at the time.
So it says he will be institutionalized without a criminal record and will be reassessed every year by a mental health review board to determine if he is fit for release into the community.
And he is now out. I don't know how long he was out for. So they killed that 22-year-old kid. It was a pretty big story, and kind of Greyhound bus kind of fell off the charts here in Canada after that. A lot of people didn't want to ride the bus after that, so that's not exactly why, but I'm sure it had something to do with it.
And it's pretty messed up. Body parts found throughout the bus.
Yeah, it was a pretty messed up situation. So yeah, it is. It was a pretty crazy situation. But I think it's time to wrap up our show here. What about you?
Yeah, I think that's all this article's got. I was kind of hoping it had the follow up of the release because this is an old article we've got here. How old is this? This was from 2009. Is the thing. I've got a
I know
super old
it's an
article.
old story, but yeah, no, but it did happen, right? So okay.
But yeah, I mean, how many years he's in mental health really matters a lot for my take on it. So we'll have to look into it more.
Wasn't enough.
I think that's all we've got for tonight, though.
Yeah, it was a good show. We took the weekend off. It's kind of nice to have a few days off. It was a while since we had that, either of us. Yeah. Have anything to say before we get out here?
I just want to thank all of our viewers and hosts for watching us live. Anybody watching us later on the YouTubes and the socials, make sure to click buttons. Leave me comments.
For sure.
This has been The Way the Kid Meows.
Thank you. And you can actually check us out on our website at borderlinebanter.com. You can check us out on TikTok, Twitter, X, formerly known as Twitter, YouTube, and on Facebook. We also encourage you to shoot us a message if you want to be on the show. We'd love to hear your ideas, your size of views, and all that. All you have to do is go to our website and click "Want to be on the show," and boom, you can fill out our quick little website right there. Usually the window pops open, but and as always, we like to finish off the show. It's like it's okay not to be okay. Oh, it's a little delayed there. It's okay to talk to people if you're feeling down and depressed. It is normal. Like we all have people to talk to. You don't want to reach out to friends or family. There's people who want to talk to you. In the States, it's 988. Here in Canada, it's 1-833-456-4566. We appreciate you watching. We will be back on Wednesday at 7 p.m. MST, and I'm going to find someone for us to quickly host. It's a few of us, so we'll figure that out, and we'll go from there. Thank you much. Stay safe. Enjoy.
Thanks, everyone.
Right. I just hosted somebody with 1,500.